Hey, what's up, folks? It's your boy Blue here.
You're my boy, Blue!
And I'm here with Black and Black times Infinity. I am be doing a mobile game review today. And the mobile game I'll be reviewing is called Diggy's Adventure. It's a cross-platform game, so you can find it on iPhone, Android, and you also can play it online through Facebook. And both the Facebook version and the mobile version sync up, so if you're working in front of your computer, you can just go ahead and jump on there and start playing it. Or, if you're on the bus, you can just play with your phone. It's a really good game. It's one of those type of games where it's a time-based game, so like you get a certain amount of energy for a certain, and once you use up that energy, you have to wait for the energy to refill, and then you can go back and play it again. The game has notifications to let you know when your energy is full, but you can always jump back in there, and your energy can be halfway full, and you continue playing. But the premise of the game is, so you're Diggy, and your father is an excavator, or an escalator. Yeah, the excavator. And you're trying to find your father, and you're kind of following in his footsteps. But basically what you do is you go around the game, and you pretty much, you have a pick, and you kind of break down rocks. And every rock has, a different amount of energy that it takes to destroy it. Some can be, anywhere from 5 to, 2,000. It depends on the challenge of the game. But every day, you start off at your home base. And from there, you just kind of... there's two spots you can stop at first. There's the cookhouse, or it's called the kitchen, where you can kind of bake stuff for energy. So you can make a pie or some candy apples or something like that, and each one kind of gives you different energies. To be able to bake that stuff, you have to kind of scour or scourge for ingredients. So for the pie, you need apples and sugar. So you can go play the game through, and you can find apples, or you can also go through scavages, where you can actually go to different worlds that actually have the items there, so you can use it for building out other stuff. Another place on here you're going to visit, it's called the Caravan Outpost. And what the Caravan Outpost is that there's it's pretty much the way it sounds. There's camels or ox, depending on how far you are in the game, and they'll go out and you pay them money, and they'll go out and get materials for you. And some of the materials you can get is you can get wood, you can get some apples, you can get sugar. Depending on how many items you get, the quantity of the items. So say you wanted 20 apples. Well, 20 apples takes 8 hours for you to get that back. But if you wanted 5 apples, that takes 30 minutes. So you kind of get that back faster. So it depends on the time that you play the game versus if you need something right away, you kind of go for the short amount of time. So there's that route. But there's also you get iron, that you can get money too. So inside this game, there's coins that you collect. So every time you break something, you get experience points, or you might find coins, or you might find items. And when I say items, I mean you might find some ore, you might find some wood, you might find some apples, some cherries, some worms. There's all different kind of items you can find that you can use later on for building up other stuff. But here at your campground, another place you want to check out is your campground underground. And there is where you kind of can customize Diggy. So you can kind of build up either how fast his energy regenerates or how much energy he has. So it's kind of a balance that you have to deal with when it comes to that element of the game. Once you get to a certain point, the game does switch up a little bit, where you kind of have two different modes when it comes to his energy refilling. So instead of there just being one setup that you can have, there's actually two. So you can actually set up for one. So if you go to bed and you go to sleep for 8 hours, that way you can have it so his energy, he has a larger amount of energy to build up. So when that 8 hours comes, he has 9,000 energy level. But say you don't have that much time. So you can set it so his energy charges up faster. Well, if you do that, then he has less energy to charge. So instead of there being 9,000 energy, it might be 4,000. But you might get that 4,000 in 2 hours. So that's how the campground part works. There's actually little different items that you find when you play the game, so you can kind of build up your energy or your health. There's a store where you can buy things too. That's where the coins come into play. But there's also these things called gems that you have that you collect. Depends on the level of the game, but you collect gems, and you can use that for buying stuff too. So more of the more exotic items, you can use that. But the gems are one of those in-app purchases that you can make. So you spend $5 and you get 20 of them. if you purchase it through the application. So I would recommend not doing that, but you can if you wanted to. If you want to like buy some super powerful items so you can have crazy amount of energy or something like that. You also can buy like baked goods too. If you say your health is really low and you're almost done with the level, you can buy like a pie or something and kind of help you complete that level. If you play the game every day, they do have bonuses for playing every day. And so you get anywhere from potions to energy to some rare items. And if you play 20 days in a row, you get I think you get like 2 gems at the end of the 20 days. So I definitely try to play every day so I can collect those items. I think every 5th day you get an energy boost. So you can get anywhere from like an extra 10,000 energy boost for that day. And it just pretty much increases your energy past its limit, or wherever you are when you click the OK button, that energy level jumps up to an extra 10,000 or one of those numbers in that range. But it really comes in helpful if you're playing like some of the harder levels because you have more energy so you can play a little bit longer. Another thing I want to touch on is the potion. So Dig kind of moves kind of slow, but you can have potions that helps him move faster and dig faster. And there's different times for these energies. So like one's for 4 hours, there's 8 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours, 72 hours, and there's like one that's like 128 hours, I believe. But that one comes in helpful if you say you're kind of crutching on time and you just want to kind of get it done real quick. You just drink one of the potions and Dig will move around real quick, so you're able to like use up all your energy and kind of go off and do whatever you need to do. So every now and again in the game, they'll have like, so there's the normal story mode you can say, but they'll do like a special episode where, you know, it might be a theme-based map that you go to. So like recently they had like a Scooby-Doo version, which was kind of funny. So you're kind of looking around for these camp counselors and trying to solve kind of a crime. It's kind of a story that you just uncover. So you're not really like creating a movie or anything. You're just kind of following the storyline as it goes, which is kind of cool. During Christmas time, they had the Grinch on there, which was kind of was really funny, and it's actually the 3rd time in a row they've done it. But it's actually pretty cool how they do that. I've seen them do Ace Ventura. They did that. They did a spoof of that. They did a spoof of Twilight. They did a spoof of that. I want to say they did one of Harry Potter too. One for Friday the 13th, which was really funny. So I definitely highly recommend trying out this game. Right now, you can get the game in both the Android and App Store, and also on Facebook, like I said earlier, for free. It's definitely a free game that you can play. There's no ads, actually, now that I think about it. I don't think I've ever seen an ad in the game, but I think it's one of those, you know, you pay when you purchase it, but it does use your data, so beware of that. Make sure you're connected to either Wi-Fi or to, you know, your data plan. If you're not, you'll get kind of kicked out. This so far is a really long game. I'm probably like halfway through it, maybe. I just basically got to like the 2nd level, and right now I'm at my my experience is at 106. But what's cool is that every time you cap out on your experience level and it goes to the next level, you get a crazy energy boost, which you can use to kind of like destroy a level or whatever. But it depends on how far you are in the game, because the farther you get in the game, the blocks are more harder to break, and you know, you kind of spend more energy on breaking the rocks. Or there's like levels where if you're moving a stone, then that stone, every time you move it, costs like 100 points or 100 of your health. So you kind of got to be wary of that too. So here's just a few of the themes they have for the holidays. So like there's like Independence Day for 4th of July. There's Easter, St. Patrick's Day, Valentine's Day. We got Halloween. They celebrate their anniversaries for the game being released. There's the Grinch game I was talking about earlier. George of the Jungle. But yeah, see, they have like a lot of little like monthly expansions to the games, and what's great is that they're all free. And then up here we have, here at the top, we have the different maps, the side quests, the Father's Quest, that's kind of the story arc, and the material map, that's the one where you can go in there and you can check out and see what items you can kind of scavenge for. So like say if I wanted some cherries to make cherry pie, which gives you 400 health, you just click on there, you complete the map, and then you get your elements or your items or your materials. One thing also I want to add is that After you complete a map, if you 100% a map, meaning that you break off all the rocks and stones that are within that map, you get in bonus experience points. You also get coins too that you can use within the game. So definitely make sure that you find all the rocks so you can 100% that map and you get that bonus there. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this review, definitely give it a thumbs up, 2 thumbs up, or 1 thumb. You don't get 1 thumbs up. Don't give it a thumb down. Don't do that. Please don't do that. But definitely hit that like and subscribe button, and also hit that alert button. It's the little alarm clock bell looking thing next to the subscribe button. What that does is it notify you when a new episode gets posted up, and that way you can always stay in the know when new videos popped up. So until next time, peace out.